This is a high-quality green plastic Army Man from an American company.
Cool.
This is a cheap quality plastic Army Man from a Chinese company that I bought on AliExpress.
Come on, man.
You could kind of see the quality difference there, but then this is a Lego plastic Army Man, one of my favorite types of Army Men.
Yeah, boy.
But these fellas all have one thing in common. They're perfectly legal, which makes them perfectly boring. But today we're not gonna be boring because I purchased this. A rather large package, particularly poorly wrapped. This calls for a job of the old Opinel. Now, this bad Larry right here contains illegal Lego Army Men.
It's true.
Now you might be asking yourself, what do you mean illegal plastic Army Men? Well, these are now illegal to produce, which is quite interesting to say the very least, and I'm very excited to get into these. Woo! All right, lots and lots of packaging on this bad Larry. Wow, they went ham, which is probably a good thing. And there they are, our illegal plastic Army Men, but they're not really plastic. And the reason they're illegal is because they are made of lead. Oh my god! So lead nowadays is a substance that really doesn't see much in consumer manufacturing because it's super toxic and horrible for you. Like, causes all sorts of problems. So seriously, do not purchase lead items. However, these toy Army Men, while they cannot be produced anymore, they are actually relatively safe. The main thing is just wash your hands after handling them and don't like lick them or eat them or anything along those lines, or else you could get pretty sick. Lead poisoning. Oh, I'm seeing that maybe his shipping job wasn't so good because I see a couple decapitated toy Army Men in here. Okay, interesting.
That's a lie.
I suppose let's dive right on into these. So these in particular, I believe, were built in the 40s, according to the seller on eBay is where I purchased them. Although I can't confirm that. I'm basing it off of what he told me. And it looks pretty congruent with that. The military uniforms, well, they honestly look more World War I to me, but then they do have the M1 pot helmet on them right there, so I guess that is probably a World War II figurine right here. Pretty nice detailing on him. The gun is literally just like a cylinder. I don't know what kind of gun that's supposed to be, but it's nice. It's we got the, sort of stereotypical laying down action figure. Oh, and then that's pretty cool. We got ourselves a Mortar Man here, and a lot of these are actually hollow. Now, you can purchase metal action figures still. Most of the time they're made out of pewter or aluminum, some other type of metal that's very moldable and stuff like that. Not so much this lead anymore. Then we've got our man standing at arms, and yeah, all of these are hollow, interestingly enough. Oh, hey, look at that. Made in the USA. Very nice.
That's awesome.
T07 it says on the back as well. Interesting. Now, this guy looks like he's got a Springfield or maybe an M1 Garand? Not fully sure, but you can see this guy's got better painting on him. The other ones didn't really have much in terms of faces, but this guy does have some lips and eyes and stuff like that. But still, pretty worn out these fellas are. I mean, they're probably verging on 100 years old at this point, and here is our first decapitated one. Oh, the Grenadier. He's got a nice little grenade in his hand there, and it looks like a trench shotgun. Again, the uniforms are much more World War I oriented, but the helmets are not World War I US helmets, so I don't know what the deal is with that. But that guy got decapitated in transit, apparently. That's sad. Then we got a charging unit right here, and this guy, oh, you could see actually with this guy, they have blue eyes. The other one's eyes are just completely rubbed off though. It also looks like maybe they once upon a time came with stands, although that is no longer the case. We've actually got another semi-charging guy. Well, this guy's actually more hip firing with some type of SMG right there. Looks like a Thompson, but it's kind of a warped Thompson. Thompson, to be honest with you. Oh, and this one's pretty cool. Heck yeah, boy. We got a bazooka, but the front metal of the bazooka has been eaten away. So more of half of a bazooka, if you will. That's not not quite there, not quite there. And if you want, by the way, this is another charging boy. If you want to purchase these yourselves, again, I would say the caveat that these really should just be up on a high shelf away from animals, children, stuff like that. Another firing unit right here. This one's pretty cool. And you need to handle these with care, but they are readily available over on eBay, I would say. Oh, my bad.
You need to handle these with care.
We got another Thompson unit right here. And they do vary in terms of rarity. These ones here were pretty bulk produced, I believe, because they weren't super expensive. But then there's other ones that are, you know, hundreds of dollars a piece. So yeah, definitely changing in rarity depending on what you get. We've got a kneeling soldier right here, another standing unit over here. There's actually a lot of positions for these guys, which I think is pretty cool. Another kneeling firing position troop right there. Oh, we got the bugle boy. Very nice. Look at that. And then another kneeling firing boy. Okay, come on, we gotta get some new boys, some new blood in here. Another kneeling firing boy. Oh my goodness. And another two. Bro, are they all kneeling and firing?
Fact.
Oh, well, this is totally different. Hold on. This is from a different line of toy soldiers, it looks like. His gun is bent into his head. That's interesting. He's got a grenade. This one's a lot more detailed looking. I would definitely say also a World War II figure, but yeah, from a different company, I would assume. And then we're back to more kneeling boys. God dang it, dude. We do have actually one of the other grenadiers here, except this one isn't decapitated, so we get to see what they fully look like. Another kneeling boy, but then look at that, another SMG trooper, but once more this is one with a Thompson and it's from a different company. This also has more or less the traditional Army Men stand and what's it say? Made in, I cannot read it. It says made in somewhere, but I can't make it out. Okay. Another kneeling boy. Dude, we've got an entire army of kneeling boys, but then look at this dude. What kind of mortar is that, boy? That thing is freaking massive. Holy cow, my boy. Another charging lad right there, another firing kneeling boy, and a firing standing boy. There's so many repeats, bro. It's okay, I see a couple more unique ones though. So first off, flamethrower. Oh, that's bomb. That's sick. I like that one a lot. Holy cow. Another stand and fire lad, stand and fire, and another gigantic mortar man. Oh, wait, this is the other piece of the bazooka that snapped off. Okay, I guess we could repair that one. Oh, and look at that. Whoa. Another flamethrower unit, the smaller version, and his flamer is drooping. God dang. Oh. Yeah, you could take some pills to fix that.
Got him!
Then we have a laying down trooper here, but this guy is, again, different variant for sure. And then another SMG standing boy. Oh, this is cool. I believe that's a pilot, but I could also be, no, it's definitely a pilot. I was gonna say, I could be convinced it is a tank crewman, but nah, that's a pilot. Whoa, this guy's interesting. He's like running and looking at the sky. Another kneeling firing boy. God dang it. Dang it, Barber. All right. We've got another laying down pistol trooper, but his pistol is destroyed. Kneeling firing boy. Oh, this would have been so sick. This was clearly some sort of machine gun. I'd guess probably a Browning, but got broken. Man, he did not package these well. We have another kneeling firing boy, and that's definitely a World War I doughboy uniform right there. Kneeling and standing still. Oh, switching it up. And then a soldier on the march. Another stand and fire. Another move and fire. Ooh, oh wow wow wee wow. Some sort of officer, it looks like. That's pretty cool. And a laying down and firing boy. Here we go. We found the head of the grenadier as well as the machine gun barrel. Then we have ourselves, oh, that's pretty cool, a radio operator trooper right there. The smaller ones are definitely more detailed. And finally, oh, another radio op trooper, except this guy's actually got the antenna. So guys, what do you think of these technically illegal to manufacture Army Men toy soldiers? They're pretty cool. I'm not sure if I'll ever really buy more of them unless you guys want to see different rarities and stuff. That could be kind of cool. But let me know in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace. Like and subscribe.